Welcome back to Take the Leap Management, the podcast where we explore strategies, tools, and ideas to help you lead with clarity and purpose in project and portfolio management. Today, we're kicking off an exciting new series on sustainable project portfolio management. In this first episode, we'll introduce what sustainable project portfolio management, or SPPM, really means, why it's becoming essential in today's world, and how organizations are evolving to integrate sustainability into every stage of project and portfolio management. So, what exactly is sustainable project portfolio management? To put it simply, it's the practice of integrating sustainability principles and into the way we choose, prioritize, and manage projects across an organization's portfolio. We're not just talking about managing resources or reducing costs. SPPM considers the triple bottom line: people, planet, and profit. This means looking at the social and environmental impacts of projects, as well as their economic returns. It's about asking ourselves how each project can contribute, not only to the company's bottom line, but also to long-term value creation for society and the environment. The concept of sustainability in project management isn't entirely new, but it's gaining momentum for several reasons. First, we're living in an era of increased environmental awareness. Climate change, resource depletion, and pollution are global issues that affect every industry, and organizations are feeling the pressure to respond. Regulatory requirements and customer expectations are pushing companies to reduce their carbon footprint, minimize waste, and use resources responsibly. Additionally, sustainability isn't just a social or environmental concern, it's also good for business. Studies have shown that organizations prioritizing sustainability often see stronger financial performance, increased brand loyalty, and higher levels of employee engagement. A sustainable approach is increasingly seen as part of a company's competitive edge, setting it apart in a market where consumers are becoming more selective about the brands they support. Now, let's get into how SPPM looks in practice. At its core, SPPM is about weaving sustainability into every phase of portfolio management, from selecting which projects to undertake, to prioritizing and allocating resources, to tracking and evaluating performance. Imagine you're overseeing a portfolio for a company that manages large-scale construction projects. Traditional project management might prioritize projects based solely on financial return or feasibility. But with a sustainable approach, we add layers of consideration. How will this project impact local communities? Can we source materials in a way that reduces environmental impact? Are there opportunities to use renewable energy or to recycle materials? One of the primary steps in SPPM is redefining project selection criteria. Typically, project selection is based on financial ROI, risk, and alignment with business objectives. In SPPM, sustainability factors are integrated into these criteria. We start asking questions like, does this project align with our organization's environmental goals? Does it support our commitment to social responsibility? This might mean choosing projects that actively reduce carbon emissions, improve energy efficiency, or promote fair labor practices. For example, if you're considering two projects with similar financial returns, but one offers a clear environmental benefit, like reducing water consumption or supporting renewable energy, you would prioritize that project. This isn't just about choosing projects with a positive environmental impact. It's about balancing economic, social, and environmental outcomes to create a portfolio that reflects holistic, sustainable growth. One of the key frameworks that can guide us in SPPM is the triple bottom line framework. When we talk about the triple bottom line, we're focusing on three main pillars: people, planet, and profit. The people aspect refers to social impact, ensuring projects benefit communities, uphold ethical practices, and foster positive working conditions. Planet represents environmental sustainability, such as reducing pollution, conserving resources, and minimizing waste. Profit, of course, is the economic dimension, as companies need projects to be financially viable to remain competitive. The goal in SPPM is to optimize all three pillars. This means managing a project portfolio in a way that not only drives financial returns, but also actively supports environmental and social sustainability. Next, let's look at some tools and methods that support sustainable decision-making in a portfolio context. One valuable tool is the Life Cycle Assessment, or LCA. LCA evaluates the environmental impact of a project or product over its entire life cycle, from resource extraction to production, use, and disposal. For instance, if you're assessing a new product development project, an LCA could help you understand the total environmental cost, including energy use, emissions, and waste generated. By analyzing these factors, you gain insight into the project's long-term environmental footprint, helping you make more informed decisions. If one project has a significantly lower life cycle impact than another, it may be more favorable from a sustainability standpoint, even if it's slightly more expensive in the short term. Another useful method is impact assessment, which involves evaluating the social and environmental consequences of a project. For example, an impact assessment for a construction project might analyze how it affects local communities, biodiversity, or air quality. This gives decision makers a comprehensive view of potential risks and benefits, allowing them to choose projects that minimize negative impacts and maximize positive ones. These tools and methods might add a layer of complexity to the decision-making process, but they provide essential data that helps align projects with sustainability goals. Of course, a key element of SPPM is resource management. Sustainable resource management in a portfolio means looking at the full range of resources involved, financial, human, and environmental, and using them as responsibly and efficiently as possible. For example, a sustainable portfolio approach might prioritize renewable resources, recycling, or reducing waste in project execution. It also considers human resources, such as creating fair and safe working conditions, supporting workforce development, and promoting diversity. This ensures that the projects in the portfolio not only use resources wisely, but also support sustainable practices in hiring, training, and workforce planning. SPPM also requires a different way of looking at risk management. Traditional risk management typically focuses on financial and operational risks, but sustainable risk management incorporates environmental and social risks as well. For example, if a company's project has a high carbon footprint, it may face regulatory risk in regions with strict emission standards, or a project with a large social impact might carry reputational risk if it disrupts local communities. Recognizing and managing these risks up front can help organizations avoid costly issues and align their portfolios more closely with their sustainability objectives. Now let's talk about some of the challenges of implementing SPPM. For many organizations, transitioning to sustainable practices requires a cultural shift. It's easy for people to stick to traditional metrics like ROI, especially when short-term profits are prioritized. But sustainability often requires long-term thinking and a willingness to measure success differently. There can also be practical challenges, such as the need for new tools, data, and methods for tracking sustainability. Additionally, some projects may offer significant social or environmental benefits, but require initial investment or have longer payback periods, making it harder to justify them through traditional financial lenses. So, why make the shift? Because SPPM doesn't just create value for the organization, it creates value for society. By focusing on sustainable project portfolios, organizations can drive positive change, strengthen brand reputation, build stronger community relations, and over time, foster a more resilient business model that is better prepared to adapt to a changing world. As we close this episode, remember that SPPM is a journey. Organizations don't become fully sustainable overnight. It requires commitment, alignment with broader business strategies, and the willingness to try new approaches to project portfolio management. Over the next few episodes, we'll dive deeper into the specific methods, tools, and techniques that can help organizations manage their portfolios sustainably. From prioritizing projects that support social good to resource management strategies that minimize waste. Thank you for joining us today on Take the Leap Management. I hope this introduction to sustainable project portfolio management has sparked some ideas on how you can start thinking about sustainability within your own project portfolios. If you found this episode valuable, make sure to subscribe and share it with your colleagues. Stay tuned for our next episode where we'll explore the triple bottom line and how it shapes decision-making in sustainable portfolio management. Until next time, keep your sights set on sustainable growth and keep taking the leap.